It's the most wonderful time of the year. September, back to school. Every parent's favorite time of year and every children's favorite time of year. After a long, lazy summer, it's back to the books. But guess what? Unfortunately, it's also back to the bugs. I'm Dawn Mucci, founder of LiceSquad.com, and I've always been a big proponent of the no-knit policies. However, these policies were taken away several years ago, and since then, we've seen a great resurgence in the cases of head lice in the classroom. Now, this is no surprise because we couple that with the new mutated super lice, which have become resistant to most of the over-the-counter products, and we have a perfect storm for frustrated parents, administrators, and teachers who are constantly dealing with repetitive cycles of head lice. Now, I agree taking away the no-knit policy because it was a bit restrictive was a fair thing to do. However, head lice is the second most communicable affliction next to the cold, common cold in children. And basically, if we're sending our children home with a flu or a cold for the 1 or 2 days that they're communicable, I really agree that maybe sending children home with active head lice in their hair for the 1 to 2 days it takes to get rid of it is something that we should consider. Now, they took the no-knit policies away, not only because they thought they were restrictive, but because it was nits, not just active lice. Kids were missing out on larger portions of classroom time, and so they thought that was affecting their classroom learning, as well as they cited it wasn't a health risk or a medical condition, but more of a nuisance. Well, let me just tell you this. If you've ever dealt with head lice or you've had ongoing head lice, it's more than a nuisance. It's a financial burden, it's a time burden, and it is a mental burden and a stress for most parents and children. So if we can in some way eliminate that and reduce the number of lice cases that are occurring, I think we'll have a lot more happier parents, teachers, and children. So I'm proposing to advocate that we bring back some form of a no-knit policy, more of a head lice reduction policy or head lice prevention policy, which basically just kind of modifies the policy that was in place, has more updated treatment information given the fact that lice have mutated and evolved, so more updated treatment options, as well as looking at just excluding children that have active bugs in the hair. Because lice eggs aren't as transmittable and you were going to be given proper information to systematically interrupt the life cycle and get those eggs out, I think it's fair that we look at something like that. So I've created a survey. The link is below. I encourage all parents, administrators, teachers to sign the survey, share it with anybody that you know. What I'm trying to accomplish here is to get as many signatures as possible. And I plan to advocate to bring back a policy or a revised policy, and I will be bringing these signatures to our new education minister, as well to our MPP and to whoever Doug Ford's office has sway in these matters. And I'd like to have a conversation about what we can do to greatly reduce the amount of lice cases and reoccurring lice cases that are happening in the classroom today. I know this is kind of sounding a bit like of an oxymoron coming from somebody in the head lice business who has made a lot more money because of the banning of the no-knit policies, but I am a mother of 3, and I can totally empathize with the frustration that parents and teachers are feeling. And I really do think that it makes common sense to try and mitigate the amount of live lice in the classroom. I can't even tell you how many parents come to me completely frustrated, posting on our socials, on our YouTube page, saying they've gone through all the time and all the money and all of the stress of dealing with the lice, and then they're basically sending their children back into the lion's den. And this is just so frustrating, and for me as a parent, it's equally frustrating. I mean, more lice the better for me, but I would really like to advocate to just try and bring back something that parents and teachers can benefit from, in the sense that giving them the education and kind of stopping the live lice from being in the classroom, just to stop the reoccurring lice. I mean, lice is going to happen regardless, But I think new information needs to be brought, new education, and some form of a new policy. So if you agree with my mission and you'd like to support it, please just click that link below. Questions, just put them in the comments. Please do share, and I'd like to thank you for watching and wish you a lice-free school year.